So if you're a junior in college right now and your GPA isn't really where it's supposed to be as a pre-medical student, you should start thinking about either doing a post-bac or a special master's program, and let me tell you why. The reason is because you want to be able to show medical schools when you're applying that you are strong in your sciences. We cannot get away from the fact that the stats do matter, unfortunately. We have to show that we're able to get good grades in these science classes, that we're able to maintain the rigor and all of that. So you do have to have a strong science background when you are applying to medical school. Now, what are the difference between a post-bac and a special master's program? So let me start with what a post-bac is. A post-bac is just you retaking the courses that you took during your undergraduate years to get a better grade. So you're not actually at all getting another degree, and neither are you're not getting a new GPA either. You're just retaking the courses in order to get a better grade and using those grades to be able to apply to medical school. That's really all a post-bac is. Now, a master's program or a special master's program is completely different from a post-bac. Why? Number one, you are seeking a degree. At the end of the program, you are going to get a master's degree in whatever. So for me, I did a special master's program at Case Western University in Cleveland, Ohio, and my master's was in medical physiology. So at the end of that 18-month period, I got a master's degree. These special master's programs or these master's programs can range anywhere between a year, 18 months to 2 years. My program was actually 2 years, but I finished it in 18 months because I took summer classes. And these are kind of like how these programs are set up, almost like the same with undergrad. Now, with a special master's program, a lot of these programs either feed into a medical school, they are attached to a medical school, they have affiliations with medical schools, and that's what makes them a special master's program, because these programs are set up in a way where if you either get a certain GPA in their program and score a certain percentage or score a certain score on the MCAT, you either get conditional acceptance into their medical school, you either get a guaranteed interview, and there's so many different caveats and stuff like that when it comes to these special master's program, but those are really the main two caveats, and that's why I recommend those a lot. Okay, so the biggest question is, should I do a post-bac or should I do a master's program? Let me tell you what I prefer first and why. So I prefer a master's program over a post-bac, and it's not because I'm biased because I did a master's, no. The reason why I think a master's is so much more beneficial than a post-bac is because it shows medical schools that you are able to handle the rigor of a professional program. It doesn't, like with a post-bac, you're just retaking classes. And ideally, if you're retaking the same classes again, ideally you should be doing better in those classes. Now, that's not to say that that doesn't show your capability as a student. It sure does. But don't get me wrong. If I listen to a song over and over and over again, like the chances of me being able to recite that song back to you are 9 out of 10 times. Like I might miss a couple of lyrics here and there, but for the most part, I can sing that song back to you. And that's kind of like what a post-bac is. You're just retaking a class and showing that you can do better the second time. Again, I'm not diminishing it. If that is what you want to do, and I will explain later why that is also a good option for some people, then go right ahead. But I think that a master's program genuinely shows medical schools, hey, I didn't do that great in undergrad, I understand, so I enrolled in a master's program, and look, I did amazing, I did better. So for some context, I graduated from undergrad with a 2.9 GPA, and I graduated from my master's program with a 3.2. Like, that to me, shoot, that's significant. You know what I'm saying? That shows like, okay, girl, you're doing a little something. And it also shows that I can be in a rigorous program and perform and do well and excel. And that is what medical schools are looking for. They're looking to admit people who can handle the rigor of a medical program. And a master's shows that, especially master's programs that are centered around prepping students, whether that's pre-PA, pre-vet, pre-dental, pre-med. All of these types of programs are literally trying to prepare you for medical school. Now, let me talk about now what a post-bac is and why I think post-bacs are also beneficial, but not really like my favorite. So like I said earlier, a post-bac is you just retaking the undergrad courses that you didn't do as well in to, you know, heighten your GPA or do better in those courses and submit that to medical schools. Now, I'm not the greatest fan of this because, again, like I gave you the analogy of singing a song or listening to a song over and over and over again, you're not able to prove just as well. I personally, in my opinion, all opinions are my own, but you're not able to prove as significantly to medical schools, in my opinion, that you can handle the rigor of medical school. All you're proving to them, again, in my opinion, is that you're able to retake a class and do better, which ideally that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? However, let me compare the two and show you and talk about reasons why doing a post-bac might be good for you versus doing a master's and vice versa. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to dollars, cents, and time, okay? Let me talk about money first and finances. So the truth of the matter is a post-bac is definitely cheaper than enrolling in a master's degree. My master's cost me, I think, like $80K a semester. However, I went to a private school, a private university. I didn't even know it was private until I genuinely got there. But obviously, if you're at a public university, it's going to cost you way less. But just to put it into perspective, I was already $160,000, or am I? I was already over $100K in debt before I even started medical school, just off of my master's program alone. Like, I didn't take out loans or anything in undergrad, all paid out of pocket, whatever. But my master's put me $100K in the hole before I even started medical school, okay? With the post-bac, it's significantly cheaper, like, because all you're doing is just retaking the courses that you didn't do well in. When it comes to time, a master's program, like I said at the beginning, can range anywhere between a year or 2 years or 18 months. And that's kind of just dependent upon the program and also whether or not they allow you to take summer classes to shorten the period of time. With a post-bac, again, you might just need to retake 1 or 2 classes. You might need to retake 5, and that could range anywhere between like 6 months or a semester to a year, just depending on the number of classes that you're having to retake or whatever the case may be. I think that's it. I think I gave you guys like the general gist of the differences, the whys, the hows, and all of that. To look for special master's programs, just search up special master's programs for pre-medical students on the internet, on Google, and it should pop up. Or you can go on the AAMC website and search the special master's programs there, and they have like a whole database of different schools that offer different types of programs. So I hope that helped. Again, if you ever have any questions or you want to talk to me more individually about, you know, your journey, questions that are individualized or whatever, I do offer free pre-med advising for the rest of February. All you have to do is just go to the link in my bio and schedule a time, and we'll talk, we'll have a ball, and we will gist. So I hope that helps, and yeah, see you guys later. Bye.